Thanks so much for joining me this fine afternoon. Not that you really had a choice, but I appreciate you all being here and showing up anyway. So today I am going to be dabbling into the world of influence and how it has both informed my experiences here on the Bluff and how it will continue to inform my experiences like off the Bluff when I graduate from here. So this is leveraging influence. Cool. So who am I? So a little bit more about me, iconic flag picture. So my name is Hayden Tanabe. My preferred gender pronouns are he, him, and his. I'm a junior business management major here at Loyola Marymount University. And I'm originally from Torrance, California. That's also one. And if you're not familiar with Torrance, Torrance is a beachy city about between 10 and 13 miles south of here. It depends which you have to use, Google Maps, they're all different. But just that way. It's a nice place to be. So that's a little bit more about me. So overview. So comparing leadership and management. So like I said in my previous slide, I'm a business management major. And I chose management because I highly believe and I strongly believe in playing to your strengths. So obviously, I wanted to choose something that I thought that I would be good at. And additionally, I highly equate leadership with management, hence comparing leadership and management here on the board. So in high school, I was super engaged. I was our senior class president. I was in charge of our first year orientation program. I served on a youth council that was headed by the Torrance City Council themselves. And so coming out of high school with all this different leadership experience, it was a no-brainer for me to choose management. Additionally, I had a large passion for it, so what wasn't to love? So shifting gears a bit, how many of y'all have ever heard of the concept of the education of the whole person? I would hope so. It is 33.3% of our university's mission statement. So, but what does this mean? So to me, this means that we're constantly learning from our actions, our interactions with others, and the ever-changing world around us. To me, it also means that the world should serve as an extension of the academic classroom. For that reason, I choose to participate in activities that will assist me in informing my management coursework. I believe that my leadership experiences here on the Bluff have indeed fulfilled that promise. And again, I highly equate leadership with management. So in order to, some examples of this, so I am currently in my second term as our university's RHA president, the Residence Hall Association, our university's form of residential student government. I was actually elected at the end of my first year to become our first sophomore president ever at our university, was the first to hold 2 consecutive terms, and 2 months ago was named the regional RHA president of the year. And this summer, I'm actually traveling to Indianapolis, Indiana to find out if I'll become our national RHA president of the year for the 2016-2017 academic year. So with this position, I've had the unique and distinct opportunity to bring our community together by means of leadership, community, and advocacy, our organization's 3 pillars. Additionally, I was recently elected to become our ASLMU student body president for next year. And I'm going to be talking a little bit more about these experiences a little bit later on in my presentation. But first, I'm going to show you a little bit more about what I mean when I say that I highly equate leadership with management, and what I mean specifically about the integration of your real-world experiences with your academic coursework. So, what is management? We're going to get really bland for a second. Human resource management, HRM, refers to the policies, practices, and procedures and systems, that influence employees' behaviors, attitudes, and performance. Many companies refer to human resource management as involving people practices. This is from my management class, my introductory management class, and it was one of those textbooks that's like a bunch of different textbooks and they put all in one. So I don't know how to cite that one. So it's from my management textbook. So we'll let that definition soak in for a second because I'm going to ask you all something about it in a second. Just read it over, let it soak in. Fantastic. So what is leadership now? So leadership is defined as the use of power and influence to direct activities of followers toward goal achievement. Again, no surprise, from my management textbook. So I'll allow, let's take a second to take it. So, similarities. Did anyone notice anything similar about the 2 definitions? And I could go back to it. Anything that stood out? Yeah. Nina.
People were a common source, both of them.
People are very core. Thank you. Yeah.
I want to say influence.
Yeah. You're not wrong. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. Anyone else? Fantastic. So thank you so much for sharing. So when I looked at these two definitions side by side, I noticed a few things. One is that they both provide direction in different ways. Management in the form of policies, systems, and procedures, and leadership in the form of power. Again, working towards something. Management in the form of behaviors, attitudes, and performance, and leadership in the form of goal achievement. But lastly, one of the biggest things that stood out to me was influence. It is the one word that has helped me bridge together both leadership and management. And it's also the main premise of this presentation, hence leveraging influence. And I'm really excited to show you all a little bit more about how I've been able to leverage influence during my time here on the bluff. So how much does a polar bear weigh? Enough to break the ice. So what I'm going to ask everyone, if you are able-bodied and able to stand, please do, and make enough space for yourself. Around you, we're going to do a little bit of movement. So this icebreaker will showcase a little bit more about myself and a little bit more about my strengths, and I think it'll tie really nicely into this presentation, so I'm really excited to share this one with you. So this is a repeat after me song. So you're going to say as I say, and you're going to do as I do. So when I say something, I'm going to point back at y'all, and you all just do what I did. Cool? Sound good? Cool. Ready? It's a 60s party from a 60s movie. It's a 60s party from a 60s movie. See the surfers on their surfboards. See the surfers on their surfboards. Da 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 da. It's a 60s party from a 60s movie. It's a 60s party from a 60s movie. See the swimmers in the water. See the swimmers in the water. Swimmy, 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 swim. Swimmy, 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 swim. Da 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 da. Swimmy, 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 swim. Swimmy, 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 swim. Da 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 da. It's a 60s party from a 60s movie. It's a 60s party from a 60s movie. See the tanners on their towels. See the tanners on their towels. Ouchie, 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 ouch, ouchie, 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 ouch. Swimmy, 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 swim. Swimmy, 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 swim. Da 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 da. Ouchie, 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 ouch, ouchie, 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 ouch. Swimmy, 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 swim. Swimmy, 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 swim. Da 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 da. It's a 60s party from a 60s movie. It's a 60s party from a 60s movie. See the lifeguard on his tower. See the lifeguard on his tower. Flexi, 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 flex. Flexi, 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 flex. Ouchie, 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 ouch. Ouchie, 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 ouch. Swimmy, 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 swim. Swimmy, 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 swim. Da 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 da. Flexi, 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 flex. Flexi, 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 flex. Ouchie, 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 ouch. Ouchie, 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 ouch. Swimmy, 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 swim. Swimmy, 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 swim. Da 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 da. It's a 60s party from a 60s movie. 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 See the starfish on that rock. See the starfish on that rock. Flexi, 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 flex. Flexi, 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 flex. Ouchie, 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 ouch. Ouchie, 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 ouch. Swimmy, 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 swim. Swimmy, 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 swim. Da 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 da. Flexi, 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 flex. Flexi, 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 flex. Ouchie, 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 ouch. Ouchie, 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 ouch. Swimmy, 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 swim. Swimmy, 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 swim. Da 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 da. Thank you.
Oh my god. Woo!
So thank you for participating. So while I catch my breath a little bit, and as you all do, we're going to slow it down a little bit with a little bit of reflection as to why I may have integrated this icebreaker and experience and exercise workout into this presentation. So what if I can maybe have a few volunteers, what does this icebreaker or what does this say about the person facilitating it? Like, what am I comfortable with doing, I guess? Yeah.
Like being funny or dancing or like singing in front of all of us.
Thank you.
I guess like yeah, the same, or like just being yourself and not really worrying about like what other people think. I don't know.
Thank you.
Enthusiastic.
Yeah.
Putting yourself out there, very high energy.
Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah. So to me, the facilitation of this icebreaker and things of this nature, this is not the first time I've done this. I use this one actually a lot. So to me, this facilitation of this icebreaker demonstrates how I'm able to leverage influence to the fullest. I do my best to put myself out there to lead a group and empower those around me. That's what I've always done since high school. That's what I've done here during my time on the Bluff, and that's what I continue to do when we depart from here. I have been able to do this, so let me show you a little bit more about what I mean, some specific examples from university. So one of the questions that I always get asked as a student leader is how much power do I really have? So what is the extent to which I can use my position, and what kind of scope do I have? Realistically, there's a lot of things that I can't do. If it was 5th grade and I was running for president, and I promised that there would be no homework if I was elected to be president, that would be a flat out lie. For example, now too, in a college and university setting, there's a lot of push to make LMU an entire sanctuary campus for our undocumented community. But that's not something that I can personally just deem or decree to be so. And this actually yesterday, someone reached out to me, someone posted on Facebook about the tuition increase that our university is currently experiencing, and talked to me about things that we could do to do that. Realistically, not something that you could just deem to be so. There are a lot of things that have been out of my control as a student leader, contrary to popular belief. However, when I receive this question, I always respond the same. And it's that with these positions I have held, I have been able to utilize the platform that I have to leverage the influence as a student leader necessary to spark the changes that students want to see on campus. So for example, during my past 2 years as our university's RHA president, one of my favorite examples. So for those of you who are sophomores, I think we maybe have a few, there was, every single class was a class water bottle, yes. So last year, when the sophomore group right now were first year students, they were not going to give out their class water bottles in effort to rise up and continue getting revenue from the convenience store's water bottles. So they did not give out their reusable water bottles to their class, so that way students would continue to purchase the plastic water bottles in the store, contrary to everything of our university's mission. So one thing that I did, I went straight to the Loyal and I leaked the story to them to leverage the influence there to apply pressure to the university to then prompt them to release the water bottles to the entire class, and that's what happened. And that's one of my favorite examples of how I have been able to use to leverage my influence in the past with the platform that I've been given to, in a sense, spark the kind of change that you want to see on campus. So that's a fun one. So potential career path, influence there. So this one was influence here, this one's influence there. So management is a little broad, and that originally scared me a lot when I was pondering what I wanted my career path to be. This could be exemplified by the fact that I have tried being a finance major, an economics major, and an accounting major for 2 whole days before I switched back to management at the beginning of this last semester. I ended up coming back to management because I realized how much opportunity there is here. It's not as clear-cut as the other ones, but I think that's what entices me so much more about it. Sure, it may be a little bit broad, but that is why I really appreciated this 5-year resume project, because it gave me a reason, an intentional reason, to thoughtfully think about the future in front of me. So during my experiences here at LMU, I have been able to create campus change through the influence that I have been able to leverage with the platform that I've had. I have used this project to navigate through the field of change management, which is an area in management that focuses on enacting managed and positive change that helps organizations achieve and reach its overarching organizational goals. And through my experiences here on the Bluff with RHA, through my year next year as our university student body president, I think that one of the things that I will be able to do is to continue to inform my academic coursework with my extracurricular activities. And for that reason, I am incredibly excited for the future ahead. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time, and I hope that you are able to leverage your influence to the fullest. Thank you. Questions? Or are you still recovering from the repeat after this? Yeah.
Two. One, is combo coming back? Two,
Good one.
is it hard, like, when you are trying to work really hard on something and then it just, like, doesn't work? Like, how do you get through just, like, being so positive even when things don't work out? Because you do multiple leadership circles, people look up to you for that and your positivity?
So the combo question, no. It's actually really funny. Someone texted me the other day, and they were like, "So we're bringing combo back?" And I said, "Yep." And then I screenshot it and I sent it to my advisor, and he's like, "Wow, you're doing a great job already." I'm like, "Thanks, I appreciate it." But no. So things like that. But I mean, to implement something that's similar to it, yeah, use the platform that you have to try. I think you'll see a lot more programming next year. But in terms of maintaining positivity, I think it's kind of been inherent to who I've always been. I think it's been a huge blessing and a curse. I think it's given me an even larger reason to invest myself so much more in this work, because I think it's one of the things that keep me going. And talking about management, that's kind of why we're all here, or talking about things like leadership experiences. It's the people aspect of it that keep me going. And as an extrovert, I get my energy from other people, and I really seek to meet and exceed any expectations that they have. So I think for me specifically, for selfish and personal reasons, this is a lot of where I get my fulfillment from, and I really hope that I'm able to advance or enhance others' experiences